Now, is it audible for you? So please give me one message through chat box, then I start my session. So may I continue my session? Is the screen is available to you? Send me one message. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. Now I start my session. Thank you. Okay. In the last class, we are discussing about the relational data model. Relational data model means nothing but we are representing the data in the form of relations. Okay. So, and each row can be referred as a tuple, and another thing, attributes. So, or maybe the columns can be treated as the attributes of the entity. Okay. Then we are already discussing about the some terminology here. So, that is nothing but relational instance, relational schema, so relational key. Am I right? So we are discussing about these type of things. So what is a relational instance? Relational instance means nothing but how many number of rows are we are maintained. So that can be referred as a relational instance. And relational schema. So relational schema means how many number of attributes or how many number of columns are having the table. So that can be specified by using the relational schema at the same time. So that can be also referred as a relational degree. Okay, if you observe here, relational schema contains the name of the relation and name of the columns and attributes. Okay. Okay, next relational key. So what is a key? So we're all discussing about what is a key. So here, if you are observe here, so key means nothing but uniquely identifies the data from the table. So that means some of the fields we are maintained as unique. Okay. So those type of fields can be referred as a key. So that can be, we are discussing about different types of keys in the next sessions. Don't worry about this. Okay, so key means nothing but we are uniquely identifies the data. For example, we are considered one table. So for example, maybe if you are observed here, so the here we are considered one student table here. Am I right or not? So please just wait 1 minute. Just wait 1 minute. I will start. Please just wait. Please just wait. Hello. Is it my voice is audible now? So now I try to share my screen. So please wait. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. And now I continue my session also. Okay. Okay. Please just wait 1 minute. Okay, thank you. So up to now we're discussing about what is a relational data model and what is a relation, what is a attribute, what is a tuple. Am I right? So in the same way, we are discussing about relational instance also. So what is the meaning of relational instance? Relational instance means how many number of rows maintained in a table that can be specified by using the terminology is nothing but relational instance. Okay. Relational instance. In the same way, relational schema, relational degree. So specifies how many number of columns we are maintained in the table. So if you are observe here, relational schema contains the name of the relation and name of all columns or attributes. So that can be referred as a relational schema. Relational key. So in the relational key, each row has one or more attributes. It can identify the row relation uniquely. So that means, so if you are based upon one relation, for example, if you are observe here, so one table is here.
Okay, if you observe this, so how we can fetch the rows from this table? For example, if we want to, so observe here. So some of the columns may be, some of the rows may be common. For example, maybe so name is same, phone number is same, address is same, age is same. But here the difference is roll number is not matched with any other one. So not only in this table, we can, if we are consider any type of the students, for example, if we are consider the engineering students, so any one of the student number is not matched with any other one. So that means that type of field can be referred as a unique here. So that can be considered as key. So then we can display the remaining details from the table by using this unique field. So that can be referred as unique key. So we try to discuss about different types of keys in the next classes. So those are at the time you can able to understand what is the key, what is the purpose of key, how we are creating the key, what are the types of keys, like this. Okay, so at present you just remember this. So key means key or primary key. Primary key is nothing but uniquely identifies the data from the table. Okay, if you're having the possibility, please note down this. Primary key is nothing but used for displaying the data and uniquely identifies the data from the database. Okay, primary key is used for uniquely identifies the data. Why? Because that field is not matched with any other one. For example, if you are consider roll number here, 14795 is not there. For that is not assigned to the some other members. For example, if you are consider Ram here, so maybe some other person is also maybe the chance. So that person is also maybe the name, maybe Ram. Okay, but here there is no chance to match the same roll number. Okay, so in the given table, name, roll number, phone number, address, age are the attributes. So that means these are the columns. Why? Because name, roll number, phone number, address, age, these are the columns or domains. Okay, so these are the tuples. So domain means nothing but which type of data type is associated with this field or attribute. Okay, for example, name. So what, which type of data type is considered here? So maybe character data type, string data type, varchar data type. I'm right or not? So in the same way, roll number. So roll number is nothing but belongs to the integer or float or decimal. So or we can consider number data type. So in this type of way, which type of data type is assigned to that particular field is nothing but specified by domain. Okay. So the instance of the schema student has 5 tuples. So that means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 rows are here. So the relational instance is nothing but for this table 5 rows. Relational schema 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are also 5. So nothing but relational degree or relational schema specifies how many number of columns are there. Relational instance specifies how many number of rows are there. Okay. Properties of the relation. So we're discussing about this. Just we try to read once. Name of the relation distinct from all other relations. So that means here name is not matched with any other relation. So for example, if we are considered this table is student, so then another table we can't able to treat as a student. So each relation cell contains exactly one atomic value. For example, what is the age of the student? 35, 45, 55. Not like this. Just only here we are able to assign only one value. Okay. So and each attribute contains distinct name. Okay. So that means each attribute contains a distinct name. So that means here attribute is also not matched with any other attribute. For example, name. So we are not able to take another attribute is a name. So attribute domain has no significance. Tuple has no duplicate value. So order of the tuple can have different sequence. So these are the properties. And in the last class, we are discussing about how we are using the null. So what is a null? So null means nothing but when the user is not assign any value for the particular field. So that type of the tuple can be referred as a null. For example, maybe we are consider one table here, create table customers and the field names are ID, integer, not null. So that means when we are specifying like this, then it is not accepting the null value into the table. So in the same way, name, varchar, not null. So that means we should be assigning the name. So age is also specified like this, but address care of 25 just. So that means if we are giving null value, so that means if we are not giving any value, then also creating the table. Sorry, creating the row. Okay, salary, decimal, so and 18 and 2. So this is the nothing but a domain. But here also we are not mentioned not null. So that means here also accepting null values. So if you observe here, so this is the table. So actually address and salary not specified with the not null. So these, if you are giving the value, okay, no problem. If you are not giving the value also, row is created. So if we are observe here, so our salary is not for the Komal and Muffy. Why? Because this, when we are during the creation of this table, here we are not specifying the not null keyword. If you are allowing the null values into the table, so then they are creating lot of problems. For example, we are not able to fetch our required records from the database. That is also a problem. Okay, for example, now following is the use of is not null operator. So that means how we are displaying, uh, whose salary is not null. Simple, select star, or we can specify. So our required field, select ID, name, age, address, salary from customers where salary is not null. So that means, so where salary is not null, only that type of tuples displayed from the database. So that means up to 1 to 5. So these tuples displayed from the database. So these two are not displayed. Why? Because these are null. In the same way, we can display so null values also. So salary is null. If you are displaying salary is null, so then if you are observe here, select ID, name, age, address from customers where salary is null. So that means where salary is not having the value, only those type of tuples are displayed. Okay, so in this type of we are using the not null also, and we are discussing about the integrity constraints. So integrity constraints are used for inserting the correct data into the database. So that means in some type of situations, maybe user entering the wrong data. Even though user is entering the wrong data, that is restricted by the database management system. Okay, so integrity constraints are set of rules. It is used to maintain the quality of information. So that means, so before entering the data into the database, first of all, it will be verified. So whether it is correct data or not. So that means how it will be verified. So that means here we are nothing but creating some set of rules. So according to that rules only, we are able to entering the data. Okay, integrity constraints ensure that the insertion, updation, and other process have to be performed such a way data integrity is not affected. So that means, so here we are assigning some property for to the table. Okay, so integrity constraint is used to guard against accidental damage to the database. So that means if you are maintaining the data integrity, then it will be maintains the security also. So for example, maybe we are collecting the database for the voters. So whose age is greater than or equal to 18? Only those members considered into the voters. Am I right or not? For example, if the user is entering the wrong data, for example, maybe if the user is entering age is 8, not 18. Okay, at the time of the situation, so database management system able to identify that error and restricting the entered user. So this is wrong field. So you try to enter so this type of age. Okay, so thank you. Uh, okay, so that means here integrity constraints are used for inserting the correct data into the database. If you observe here, integrity constraints are set of rules. It is used to maintain the quality of information. Integrity constraints ensure that data insertion, updating, and other process have to be performed such a way data integrity is not affected. So that means even though we are performing any type of the operation in the database, so once we are assigning the integrity, then the type of data integrity is not affected. So for whatever it may, we are performing the operations. Okay, integrity constraints are used to guard against accidental damage to the database. So if you observe here, with these type of constraints are we can consider as integrity constraint. This is the important question in the exam point of view. So I will we will try to discuss number of question papers in the end of the session. So that means so maybe when we are discussing about 16 it, so parallel we try to discuss about the previous question papers also. Okay, then you are having some idea. So how in which type of way asking the questions and how we are answer to the questions. Okay. So if you observe here, domain constraint, in entity integrity constraints, referential integrity constraint, and key constraint. Okay, so in the exam point of view, asking in different types of ways also. For example, explain domain constraint directly, or explain referential integrity constraint and key constraint. So like this. Okay. First of all, domain constraints. Domain constraints can be defined as the definition of valid set of values for an attribute. So the data type of domain, including string, character, integer, time, date, currency, etc. The value of the attribute must be available in the corresponding domain. So that means, so here we are specifying some some particular value. Only particular those type of constraints will be used for to entering which type of data type is here we are entered. For example, if you observe here, so ID is there, name is there, semester, age is there. For example, if we are age, so in the age column, we are specifying the number data type. So at that time, it will be accepting only numbers, but not accepting the character data type. For example, even though it is accepting the numbers, but if you are entering the character, then what happened? Then it will be raised the error. So that type of constraint will be referred as domain constraint. So domain means nothing but which type of data type is assigned to that particular field. Okay, because age is an integer attribute. Okay, but here we are entering the character data type. So that is the error. So that means here these constraints are used for restricting the entries of the users. So that means before entering the data, it will be verified first. So whether it is a correct data or not. Okay. So entity integrity constraints. Entity integrity constraint states that primary key value can't be null. So that means just we are discussing about relational key. So we try to discuss about keys in the next classes. So please remember this primary key is important in the when we are discussing about the keys. Okay, what is a primary key? So I think the name is implies. Here we are considered one key that is a primary. So that means that is only the main. Okay, so which will be treated as the main? So which type of field is unique? So that can be treated as a primary key. Why? Because that type of field is only able to identify the remaining fields from the database. So that means if you having the possibility, please note down this primary key is used for uniquely identifies the data. Okay, primary key is used for uniquely identifies the data from the database. Okay, so this is because the primary key value is used to identify hello. Okay, so this is because the primary key value is used to identify individual rows in relation, and if the primary key has a null value, that we can't identify those rows. So that means, so when we are creating one field is a primary key, then it is not accepting the null values first of all. So that means we should be giving the value for that particular field. For example, if you observe here, so maybe employee table is considered here, and employee ID is the primary key. So why we are treated as this is only the primary key? Why? Because this ID is not matched with any other one. So that's why you can this field treated as a primary key. What is the meaning of primary key? Uniquely identifies the data. Okay. So for example, maybe employee name is matched with another one. Am I right or not? Salary is also matched with another one. For example, same type of salary of the employees are more number of employees are there. Same type, same name is maybe also having the more than one employee, but same ID is not assigned for the more than one employee. So for example, here employee ID is 123, 142, 164, but here we are not assigned, but we try to assign the employee name and salary. If we are giving like this, then row is not created here. Why? Because primary key is not accepting the null values. Okay, so referential integrity. What is the referential integrity? So that means if you are refer some other table, then also maintains the integrity. So that can be referred as a referential integrity. So that means referential integrity constraint is specified between two tables. Okay, so that means here we are consider one common field in both tables. That common field is same like as same in the same type of values in the both tables. Okay, in the referential integrity constraints, if a foreign key is table 1, so refers to the primary key of the table 2, then every value of the foreign key in table 1 must be null, one be available in the table 2. Just to try to see in the example, here we are consider one table and here consider another table. So we try to see through the example also at the end of the session today. So don't worry about this. If you are not understand, so don't worry about this. I will try to explain through the example. Okay, don't worry about this. Okay, in the last class also we are discussing about this. Just here we are consider one table and this is also another table. If you are observe here, so this is the foreign key. Okay, first of all we try to consider this table. So what are the fields of this table? Department number and department location. Okay, department number will be treated as the primary key. So why? Because this department number is not matched with another departments. Okay, department location is there. So now we are consider another table. But here we are maintains the referential integrity. So when we are maintains the referential integrity in another table, you please remember, so this primary key is matched with one field in another table. For example, if you are observing in the above table, so here the department number is matched with this field. Okay, but this is not a primary key in this table. Okay, so in this table here we are consider the maybe employee number. So actually here the printing mistake, so employee number. Okay, employee name, actually here employee name, but actually the field name is employee number. So employee number 1 2 3 4. Okay, this is the primary key. At the same time we are maintaining extra field, so that field is should be matched with the primary key of the primary table. Okay, so these two are the same. If you observe here, please observe once 11, 24, 13, but 18 is not there. So that means this type of row is not accepted into this table. So that means that is the constraint here. Constraint means nothing but a condition. Okay, we will try to see how we are using the primary key and foreign key through the examples. Okay, so just to please wait here 1 minute. So I will try to share my screen completely. Okay. Okay, I hope all of the members able to see my screen now. Okay. I hope all of the members able to see the screen. So first of all, we try to type SQL here, so then you can able to see run SQL command line. So when you see like this, so first connect. In the last class we are creating Ganesh, am I right? So just I try to follow the same thing. Connect system slash sorry, manager. Okay, connect system slash manager. So when we press this command like this, then login denied. So what's happened? Okay, just we try to see again. SQL run command line connect system slash manager manager. Yeah. I hope all of the members able to see the screen. Okay, so when you giving the command connect username and password like this, then you will able to see the connected here. Okay, so now we try to first of all create one table. Create table. For example, table name is EMP. Okay, first of all we try to see so whether the EMP is in the table or not. Select star from tab. If you are using this command, so we can able to see how many number of tables are here. So then we can able to so these are the default tables. So when we are creating some user in this version, so then some default tables are there. Okay, so here we are not creating the employee table. So just I try to check again. Select star from EMP. So tabular view is not exist. Just I clear the screen. Clear screen by using command. Okay, now create one table. Create table EMP and the field names are e number. Data type is number and e name is varchar of 20. Okay, sal number. So that means up to now I'm giving the attributes. So employee number, employee name, sal, and I am assigning the domains. So for the employee number is number, employee name is varchar, and again sal is number. So we can consider here either int or float directly. Don't worry about this. Here we try to mention the primary key. So first of all, we try to see what is the purpose of primary key. Okay, so we can consider another example. So please see once. If you are giving the command, the table is created. Okay, now we are inserting the values. Insert into table name EMP values. Directly I'm giving the values. So if you are giving the numerical data type, so then there is no need to give the maintain the single quotes. Even though you are giving the single quotes, there is no wrong, but we try to mention the single quotes for the character data type. Remember this. For example, one. So here I'm giving my name Ganesh. Okay, And salary is, for example, here mention the single quotes 34,000. One row created. So in the same way, here I'm giving again, I'm giving another name, one Ramesh. So salary is, for example, maybe the 44,000. If you observe here, so I'm already mentioned the one, but again I'm giving the one. Even though I'm giving the one, there is no restriction. So easily creating the table. So one Ganesh. Am I right? In the same way, we try to give so another field name. So Suresh. Okay, here I'm giving, for example, 22,000. Again, one row is created. Now, what's the problem is we are not able to fetching our required records. For example, maybe if the employee database. So please remember this when you are enter the rows into the table, you please use the commit. So commit means like a perform the save operation. Okay. So in the last class also we are discussing about what is a commit, what is a rollback, what is save point. We will try to again discuss those type of topics. If you are not remember, please don't worry about this. If you having the possibility when I am executing the queries, please note down this. Okay. Here I am using the commit to maintain the save operation. Okay. To save the changes to the disk. Okay. For example, here if I'm just I'm displaying the select star from EMP where E number equal to 1. If I'm giving like this, then it will display the 3 members details. This is the problem. So if you are not maintain the primary key in the table, so how we are creating this table? So create table EMP field name data type, field name data type, field name data type. Am I right? But here we are not mentioning any type of the key. If you are maintain the primary key, okay, then it is not accepting the null values and it is not accepting the duplicate values in that particular field. Am I right? So just we try to see so whether it is accepting null values or not. So for example, here I am giving not giving any number. Employee number is empty. Okay, employee number is empty and salary is also empty. So now whether it is accepting to creating the query row or not created. So just to try to see select star from EMP. If you observe here, this is the null and this is also null. So that means when we are allowing the null values into a table, so then it will be also creating some type of anomalies or errors or problems in the table. So if you are maintain the primary key, so then it is uh, not allowing the null values into that particular field. And the same way, so when we are creating the table, if you are mention the keyword not null, then also we can nothing but we are able to restricting occurrence of the null values. So just we try to see using some other example. Okay. Create table EMP. EMP is already we are creating. So EMP2 is here. Okay. EMP2 is my table name. E number. Okay. E name varchar sal data type is int. Now here I mention the key primary key. So I'm already saying about the primary key. What is a primary key? Primary key is used for uniquely identifies the data from the database. Okay. So how we are specifying the primary key means primary key space primary key primary space key. Okay. Here we are mention the field name also. Which one is we will be treated as the primary key here? So employee number. Why? Because that is not matched with another one. So primary key of field name. Okay. And here close the brace. Okay. And another thing, if we are giving just only here we are mention the primary key for employee number. So this is not accepting the null values. Then what about employee name? So it will be accepting the null values and duplicate values also. For example, if you want to restrict the occurrence of null values, so then here you specify the keyword is not null like this salary int not null. Okay, if you are mentioned like this, then it is not accepting the null values into the another fields, and primary key is default not accepting the null values. So just we try to see. So table is created. So now we try to insert the values here. Okay, here we are giving the values, insert into table name values. For example, here just we try to check once. So what is the first field? Employee number, am right? So here I am giving number 11. Okay, and name is Ganesh. Okay, Ganesh. Okay, and salary is, for example, 45,000. Now one row is created. Okay, uh, now we try to insert another row. So for example, if I'm giving the same number, employee number is again 11, but name is changed here. For example, maybe name is Mahesh. Okay, name is Mahesh. So I'm changing this. But this is not created. Why? Because here we are maintain that field. Employee number field is assigned to the key. So that is nothing but a primary key. What is the primary key? Uniquely identifies the data from the database. So that means this is not matched with another one. For example, if I am here, again I'm using 11. So now see what happened. So integrity constraint, unique constraint is violated. So why? Because here we are already assigned the 11 in a field. So for example, we try to open this table, select star from EMP2. I think all of the members having the know about the comments. So again, we try to discuss about those comments. Don't worry about this. So select command is used for to displaying the data from the database. Okay. So I'm already assigning the 11. Now again, I'm trying to assign the same number. So that's why we try to change this for 11 to 12. So insert into employee name values 12 Mahesh. Here I am giving the 12. So that's why it will be accepting the row. Okay, here I am typing the capital letters. Don't worry about this. We can give the command into the lowercase letters also. So up to now, what we are observing. So the same type of value is not accepted into the table. If you try to again insert the 12, then you are having some clarity. Okay, here I'm giving, for example, Suresh. Okay, unique constraint is violated. Why? Because here 12 is already assigned. Even though we are assigning 12, again we try to assign the 12 now. So that's why that constraint is violated. So that means it will be accepting only distinct values. Okay, so that means each and every value is unique. So that is not matched with another one. Okay, and another thing, we are using not null keyword here. So that means not accepting the null values. But in the previous case, if you are observe here, so in this table, accepting the null value. So now we try to see, so whether it is accepting the null values or not. So we try to change the number 13. For example, name is, Ramesh. Okay. So just I try to remove this Ramesh. Okay. And again, I'm removing this. So that means I'm giving the two null values here. Okay. So cannot insert null into system dot emp2 dot ename. So that means here system means username, emp2 means table name, ename means field name. So that means here we are not able to insert null value. So that means that row is not entered. So that means in this type of way, we are restricting the null values into the table. So now we try to give some name. For example, maybe Akash, AKSH, Akash. Okay. Here giving the salary 23,000. For example, you try to see we are not giving the salary. Then also same thing. Why? Because we are mentioned the not null keyword during the creation of the table. So now row is created. So it will be displaying the values. We are observe here. So during the creation of the table here, we are mentioned the not null keyword for each and every field. So and so many members asking one doubt. So that is, sir, how we can enter more number of rows at a time? So now I try to explain that. So if you are giving the command is like this, insert. So please note down this. If you having the possibility, note down this. Insert into table name. What's the table name? EMP2 values. So in this in this here, within single quotes, if you are giving the field name with the ampersand, so ampersand, what's the field name? E number. Am I right? So again I try to use ampersand e name. Again I'm using ampersand sal. Okay, within single quotes I mention the ampersand and field name. So please note down this. Insert into EMP2 values within single quotes ampersand field name. So when we are using ampersand, so then it will be receiving the value in that particular address. Okay, now we try to see. I'm giving the semicolon here. Now I press the enter. So then it will be asking one by one. So what is the employee number? For example, here I'm giving 14. So what is the name? For example, Raju. Okay. So salary 45,000. One row is created. So how we are executing the previous command? By using slash. If you are giving the slash, then it will be run the previous command. What is my previous command? Insert into EMP2 values. Am I right? So again asking employee number. So now I'm giving the 15 here. So for example, here I'm giving the name is, for example, name is Swapna. Okay. Salary is 34,000. Now again I am using slash. So giving the name is 16. For example, the name is Tanuja. Okay. Salary is 60,000. So again I'm using the slash. Okay. For example, the employee number is 17 and the name is Hari. Okay. Salary is 67,000. So just default I'm giving the different names. Okay. Now I try to display the table. Select star from EMP2. So that means at a time you are able to create any number of rows when we are giving the ampersand is like this. Okay, now you try to use the commit here. Okay, so that means up to now we are discussing about what is a primary key and how we are creating the primary key. Okay, please try to remember, please try to note down this, how we are creating the table. So please note down the syntax. So how we are creating the table. So create, I think all of the members able to see. So create table EMP2 field name data type, field name data type, and using not null keyword also here mention primary key. Okay, now we try to see how we are maintain the foreign key or referential integrity. So up to now we are discussing about key constraint. So in the last in the previous session I mentioned about this different types of constraints we are discussing about that. Domain constraints, entity integrity constraints, and referential integrity constraint, and another one is the key constraint. So now we are discussing about only key constraint. So whether it is a key or key constraint or primary key, so our prime attribute, all these are the same. Okay, so now we try to see how we are maintain the foreign key. Please note down this. Create table. So the main purpose of using the referential integrity is to combine the tables. So how we are combine the tables? If you are maintain the same field name in another table, so then we are easily combine the table. Now we try to see. Okay, here we are creating EMP2. So now we are creating one table, department DEPT, and here consider DID and data type is number and dname and data type is varchar of 20. Now here we try to maintain the equal column from the another table. So what is which one will be treated as equal column here? So employee number. Okay, here the employee number is a primary key, so the same thing will be maintained here. So here I'm giving EID. For example, here I'm giving my own variable name. So hi number. Now specify what is a primary key here. So what is the primary key in this table? So department ID, I'm right. So DID, primary key is DID, Now specify foreign key. Foreign key, FOREIGN space key. Foreign key. Which one will be treated as foreign key here? High, HI. This field is matched with the primary key of prime table. This is the secondary table. Okay. Foreign key of. So what is the foreign key in this table? High. So references. Which one reference this one? EMP2. Okay. Please note down this. Please note down this. Okay. Create table. DEPT. Field name data type. Field name data type. And mention the primary key and specifying the foreign key and which field is act like as a foreign key in this field. So now we try to see. Missing keyword. Which keyword is missing here? Create table DEPT. Primary key is also mentioned. FOREIGN. Foreign key. References. REFE. Sorry. References. EMP2. So now the table is created. So we try to insert into DEPT values. Okay. Here I'm giving, for example, 100. Okay. And the department name is, for example, CSC. Okay. Now here I'm giving the high value. I'm right. High. So this value is should be matched with the primary key of whatever it may we are referencing here. So which one is we have reference? EMP2. Okay. So this should be matched with this primary key. We can give anyone, any other one. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we can give anyone. So if we are giving 10, then what happened? So row is not entered here. So just we try to see. Parent key is not found. Am I right? So that means here parent key is not found. So that means here what we are giving 10, but the 10 is not available in the EMP2. So that's why row is not created. If you are giving the 11 here, row is created. In the same way, again I am giving another type of row. So for example, 101, for example, this is the ECE. Okay. If I am giving 18, so actually 18 is not there. So not accepting the row. Okay. Not accepting the row. So if you are giving the 12, then it will be accepted. Select star from table name. Okay. If you are observe here, we are creating only 2 tuples in this table. In this one, sorry, here I'm typing wrong one. EMP2. Here we are mentioned 15, 16, 17. For example, just to try to delete some records. So delete from table name, say EMP2 where E number greater than, for example, 14. Okay, 3 rows delete. 3 rows are deleted. Why? Because here I mentioned the condition is so only consider the up to 14. Okay, so now it's displaying the tuples. Select star from EMP2. So only 4 rows. So select star from DEPT. Oh, sorry. Here we are consider only 2 tuples. I'm right. So just to try to give some other one. So previously I mentioned how we are using the ampersand. So how we are using the ampersand here? Here mention the field name. So what is the first field name? So DID. Next field name ampersand D name. Ampersand high. Okay. So what is the department ID? So I'm already giving 101. If I again using 101, then that row is not accepted. Why? Because here that field is maintained as a primary key. So 102 is there. So department name EEE. Okay. And the high is 13. Why? Because so whatever it may be in the reference table, only those type of primary key values are only assigned to this field. Okay, so now one row is created. Again, using slash. So if I'm using slash, then previous command is executed. So what is the department ID? Again, 104. Okay, department name is, for example, IT, and high is, for example, 14. Now we try to display both tables. Select star from EMP2. Okay, select star from DEPT. Now, how we are combine these two tables into a single table? Please note down this. Please note down this. Okay. Now select star from EMP2. Okay. I will assign one name for to this EMP2 treated as E. Okay. Comma DEPT D. Where? So which type of columns are equal here? So here I'm considering employee 2 is a E and DEPT is a D. So now which type of conditions are equal here? So E dot E number equal to D dot high. So if you observe here, so this is the E and this is the D. So this E dot E number equal to D dot high. So if you are mentioned the field name is like this, then total fields are combined into a single table. So you are not able to see this. Okay, now I use one command. If you are if the output is like this, you can use one command, set client size space 200. Okay, now again I'm using slash. So what is my previous command? So above one. I think you are able to see. So here both tables are combined into a single table. So I'm also mentioning about this in the advantages of the DBMS. According to our requirement, we can combine more than one table into a single table. Okay, so in this type of way, we are using the referential integrity. If you are not understanding anyone, no problem. So I will upload this video into the YouTube, so you can watch this. If you're having still any doubt, don't worry. I will try to repeat tomorrow. And if you're having any other doubts, you can ask me personally. Actually, today's my session is exceeding 2 minutes. So please don't worry about this. So now I stop my class. Okay. Don't worry anyone. Please try to join all of the members within the time. So each and every day, I will wait 10 or 5 minutes to start my session. So please, to all of the members, not only in my class, so please try to join before the session. Okay, thank you, one and all. Okay, if you're having any other doubts, you can ask me personally. Thank you. Don't worry, anyone. Today I'm exceeding my time. Thank you.